Hi, welcome to the review and walkthrough for Verblio. So Verblio is a cool service that leverages human writers and editors to create and edit, of course, content for you. This is kind of a pushback against the AI generated content that we see a lot about these days in the news, and probably a lot of us have adopted the AI generated content. But there are certain things that we definitely need human written content for, and this is where Verblio really shines. So I'm going to be letting you see what it looks like to submit a couple of different requests. One is for a brand new article, and then the second one is for a content update of an AI generated post. So I'll say straight up that I did think that the services worked really well. I had the same writer for both of these posts, and didn't really have a need to contact support for anything. So yeah, I thought the overall platform was seamless. The writer did her job. So overall, pretty pleased. So let's dive in and see what everything looks like. Okay, so to get started, you just click on New Request from your Requests tab and pick which type of post you want to make. I chose blog post, of course, because that's what I'm going for. And once I start pasting in my own content brief, I'm going to kind of keep in mind the information that they already kind of have there. You can edit around this part, but I liked having this little template. That way I didn't miss something that they obviously would want, and risk having to have them say, hey, what did you mean by this? What did you actually want? So here, the only thing I would have liked to have seen changed is just to be able to have like automatic formatting. That way I didn't have to label it H2. I could just click on a button and, that way it labels itself H2. But that's kind of a very minor thing. All I'm doing is copying, pasting here my little heading tags, I guess you could say. Okay, so now that I have my outline in place, I just kind of deleted that little bit that they, modeled what the outline should look like. And I'm going to start answering some of these questions that they have as far as, what the goal is, who the audience is, the purpose of the piece, and that sort of thing. And yeah, so let me do that really quick. Okay, so now that I have these little tidbits in place, I am going to look at focus. And I didn't utilize this part, but it is really cool to see that they're looking at, search and reader intent and that sort of thing. So if you need those areas filled out, that is available to you. Also, don't forget to put the word count that you want to use, because, the number of credits you have is based kind of on that. And then I think we are pretty much ready to go. So once you click activate request, it's going to give you a double check or confirmation box, and you click activate again and you're ready to go. Okay, so we're going to actually submit a request to update some content. So again, clicking on new post and then choosing blog. But then I want to make sure that you saw that there is a little helpful, content refresh or content update link that kind of tells you what they're looking for, as far as making sure that they're going to give you a returned article that meets your standards. So make sure that, you read through this, and this is just kind of me looking things over, making sure that I know what they want and all that kind of good jazz. Okay. So, oh, and here is the little, chat feature for the help desk. All right, so I already know, of course, what the title is for this, just because we've already created this article. Now, this article is AI generated. I wanted to see how they would update an AI generated post, because one of the big selling points for Verblio is that they are a human first or human forward writing agency, I guess you could say. So I wanted to see how they would transform an AI generated text. Okay, so what I'm doing here is very similar to what I did over in the other article, which is, kind of give them some notes about what I'm looking for. And some of the things that I'm addressing are what they brought up in that little link that you see that says required steps. And I need to make sure that click your little box right there. And now I pasted in the article that the AI generated for me, and just removing some of the links and that sort of thing that I don't necessarily need them to keep in there for me. That's not entirely necessary. This is just table of contents. That can all be added back in later. So that's what I'm removing here. Okay, now that I've got it ready, let's just click on activate request. And oh, wait, I forgot something. I need to make sure that they know that I wanted this to be kind of really edited down. This particular AI generated text was probably closer to 2,000 words than it was to 1,000 words. So I want to drop it back down so that it's not so long. So I wanted to make sure I included that special request. Now I'm ready to activate and go ahead and click through the confirmation. So right now we're going to pretend like we've waited about a day and a half, perhaps 2 days, for the first full-length article. That didn't take very long at all. I was pretty surprised. I think I came back like late the next day or maybe early the day after, and found, look, here's my article. It was wonderful. But then with the second one, that was the content refresh or the content update, that one took about an extra day. So to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. Now, one of the things that I really liked is that if you hovered over on the request queue, you could kind of see like a little bubble pop up for the content refresh. And it says, if you haven't heard back by a certain date, please contact support. And they gave you the email address, which was great. I thought that was awesome because, for me, if I'm not seeing it's there, then I'm going to be contacting somebody. And I was really happy that they actually included that. It gave me a little bit more peace of mind that I wasn't forgotten in the whole list of things that I know these writers and editors have to do. So I thought that was a great touch. So just to kind of prep you for what you're about to see, I did a couple things. I'm letting you see what each article looks like and what it looks like through an AI detector, because once again, Verblio really pushes that they are human written only. And so I wanted to see if that was accurate. And so you're going to see bits of that. And also you're going to be able to see how to request and edit, but that's one of those things that I didn't necessarily do just because I was kind of happy with it. So, all right, here we go. Let's dive in and see what content they created. All right, so we are now in the submissions tab now that we've got a notification through email that the article is ready for us to look at. And as you can see, the article really follows the outline really well. I was really pleased with how it turned out, and that they really followed along with that. Now, you can't copy and paste. You can't even select any of the text in here, so don't try. But this next one is actually how to request and edit. All you got to do is click on that little request edit button, and then you highlight the text. It took me a couple, like 2 tries to figure this one out. But once I did it, all I did was literally highlight it, and then the text box pops up. And you can tell them what exactly you want them to edit here. Now, downside for doing this, you only have so many edits you can request before you start getting charged. So you can't keep like going back and forth. But once you're happy with it, you just accept it. You can leave a review for the writer, which really helps them to know what they did well and that sort of thing. So that's a super helpful feature as well. All right, so I'm going to hop over to Content at Scale's AI detection. And I've just copy and pasted the article in, and we are going to see green lights, which means this is human written content. There are a few stray sentences, but we're pretty pleased with everything that we're seeing here. All right, so from the submission queue again, this is where the content refresh also appeared. I'm just going to go in and kind of let you see a little bit of what they returned from like about an 1,800 word document down to 1,000 words. And I thought they did a great job with giving that back. All right, so I'm going to show you what the original text looks like and how it scored on the AI detector. If you will see, it comes up as, I believe, about 86%. And there's several highlighted portions there. Now, this is the updated version of the text. And as you can see, we get a 95% score. Everything is lit up green, which is just the way we like it. Okay, so that's all I have for the Verblio review and walkthrough. If you want to see the actual texts and perhaps compare the AI generated text with one that was human created, then you can do that in the review on DDIY. So definitely check those out, and I hope you have a wonderful day.